Hi Joel, this is vlog number 10. I hope you had a good week. I want to start by talking about something that was in the news. We had a guy named Bruce Rowley, who was a guy from Connecticut who robbed a bank and used the money to convince Taylor Swift to marry him. According to the reports, after robbing the bank, Bruce drove to the mansion of Taylor Swift and chucked the money over the fence in the hope that the pop star would take notice. Long story short, he was arrested by the cops and he made international news. I wanted to start with this story because this week I listened to a podcast by Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is nicknamed the CEO Whisperer because he made a name for himself by coaching hyper-performers in varying fields such as fashion, business, and sports. One of the things that he mentioned in his podcast was, if you wanted to live your life to the full capacity, you must make sure that what you're doing is what you really want, or at least near what you really want to do. In this podcast, he asked 2 questions. As an exercise, I want you to think about the answer as rapidly as you can when I say it. So the first question is, whose love did you crave the most growing up? And number 2, who did you have to become for that person? Common answers to this question, as mentioned in the podcast, was my mother. And for my mother, I had to do well in school so that I could get love in return. An example that was cited was, for my father, I had to be someone who does not question the rules, or else I do not get the love that I crave for. What seems to burden a lot of people in the 23 to 35-year-old demographic is they're trying to mold their lives in such a way that it could merit the love of the person whose love they crave the most. They're not actually molding their lives with the intention of molding it for themselves. And so every decision they make should be a decision to please the love object, whether it be the mother, the father, a friend, etc. For Bruce Rowley, the answer is mapped really clear. Who is the love object? Taylor Swift. What do I have to become so that Taylor Swift loves me? I had to be rich. So what do I need to do as a decision? I don't have that much money, so let me rob a bank and show her that I can be rich. Sometimes we take a career path because it's what the love object wants. In the podcast, there was a Navy SEAL who had been serving for 20 years. In the line of duty, he lost an arm and a leg, and so he was endorsed for early retirement. The first thing that he did was to call his father and said, "Dad, I'm sorry, I cannot continue being a Navy SEAL." "Son, what are you talking about? I'm not disappointed with you. I never even wanted you to become a Navy SEAL in the first place." "What? I thought being a Navy SEAL was all you ever wanted. And I thought if I become a Navy SEAL, you would be happy with me." I never wanted that for you. I just wanted you to have a job and be happy with your work and maybe raise a family and maybe continue our lineage. That's all I want. I guess the thought that I'm trying to pin down with this vlog is we have to at least be aware that what we're doing is something that we really want to do. And a good method to determine if the thing we're doing is something we really want to do is if we're able to eliminate the possibility that we're doing a thing for the sake of pleasing a love object. And so that has been what's lingering in my mind for the past week. Am I making decisions based on pleasing a particular love objects in my life, or am I making them for my own sake? Am I doing particular work because I really want to do the particular work, or because I would like to please a certain love object? I don't know. The thing that blows my mind is I am not even sure if I'm blind to this or not. And as you think about these things, maybe you will encounter a similar experience of you not knowing if there are still decisions in your life that you're making out of pleasing a love object and not for yourself. You can think of this exercise as an investment that you're making right now so that 20 years or 40 years later, you wouldn't have to lose an arm or a leg and then find out that what you have been doing for your love object isn't really the thing that they want you to do. So I guess the best alternative is to start doing things for you. To end this vlog, I guess we need to make sure that whatever it is that we're doing, it should be something that serves us in a way that it also serves other people, to continue getting what we need and want in a way that benefits other people. Tell me if that makes sense at all. And let's keep on learning. I'll see you next week.